Hey y'all, it's Sis, and it's been such a long time. And I talked about like being more consistent with these videos, and it hasn't happened yet. It will happen eventually, but it just hasn't happened yet. There's been so much going on. I can't even remember the last time I talked with you all, last time I shared with you all, which is insane, right? But let's do a quick update. Let's talk about some things. Let's get into it. I'm actually going to be doing an IG live pretty soon with Nefridge and Dai, who I absolutely adore, who was one of the facilitators for the Rooted Restoration Healing Retreat in Puerto Rico this past August. It was an amazing experience, but I'll get into that a little bit more. But let's see. I have both my personal assistants with me today. I have Sir Coco Camden, who is my Aussie Roddy, who was absolutely insane. And then I have Prince Baba Yaga Barrington, who was doing his old man thing right now, laying down. So you'll hear little pitter patters, and those are my pups, even though they're kind of big. Anywho, so let's see. I think the last time we talked, I was like going through the security incidents, and it was pretty insane. Right after that, I ended up going to visit a good girlfriend of mine and her husband and their daughter in Samoa. And that was just a crazy experience because the Pacific Islands, every island has its own character, has its own personality, has its own, cultural aspects, of course. And so that for me was a big deal because the island where I live, we have one big major road that have pavement, but most roads don't have pavement. They're mostly like dirt roads and things like that. There are no traffic lights. There's a lot of roundabouts. So going to Samoa, the first thing I was like is, oh my God, the people are so friendly. Like, as soon as I got off the plane, people were waving and just so sweet and so warm and so kind. And so I will forever love Samoa for that. And then, I was like, oh my God, traffic lights. Garrett A. Morgan's invention. Oh my God. So that's pretty funny. That was like the first thing I noticed. And I was like, oh my goodness, infrastructure. So yeah, that was fun. Samoa was beautiful. I added to my hieroglyphics that I have on my body. And so my friend's husband is Tongan, which is from the island of Tonga, which is also in the Pacific Islands. And he created this beautiful, beautiful feather for me on my calf. And it has all the different aspects of who I am, like the coming together, the community, loving on people, the different elements that I attribute myself to, water, being grounded, but also flowing. And so I got a bomb tattoo from him, which was pretty dope. And then, so I did some movement. So I got to see them again when I left to go to the States for a hot second. And he ended up doing this whole back piece for me with my favorite animal. And I want you to guess, what is my favorite animal? I would tell you some fun facts, but I think if I told you, then you would know what it was, or y'all would Google it. But 9 brains, 3 hearts. That's my favorite animal. That, and I love dragonflies, which are my spiritual, like my little totem. I carry it everywhere. I have a dragonfly tattoo that my wonderful sister, Micah, from my Tulum experiences in the rainforest, I met her through that way, met them through that way. And that was also a wonderful experience. And hugs and kisses to you, Micah. Hugs and kisses to you, Katie and Nisi as well. You now have a client for life, right? Because I just love his healing art, which is just through the form of tattooing. But yeah, okay, so let's see. It's been a while. We have my new art that I've done. I also met this bomb piercer named Katie, and she is in Hyattsville, Maryland, which is Prince George's County, gorgeous Prince George's, where I actually grew up and was raised in the States. And she's amazing. Her handle on Instagram is, I think it's Piercing Miracles, but the tagline is like the fastest piercers ever. And she's not just the fastest, she's like also the bestest. And that says a lot because I went to one piercer for like forever, but I don't think she's piercing anymore, which is also a kudo to her because, balls to the walls is what her tagline is. I call her Bunny. Bunny, I love you, and you know you're also amazing. So yeah, those are the two female piercers I've gone to in my life who are just like epic. And if you are going back into piercing, let me know, and I'll make sure I shout you out so your clientele can come through even more. But the Rooted Restoration Healing Retreat 2024 was in Rio Grande, in the rainforest. It was absolutely beautiful. We had 3 facilitators, including myself. Also, we had Rika, Minister Rika. We had Jana, or Jindai, which I call her affectionately, or Fem Daddy, which is her new persona. But anyways, we were in the rainforest, and we had just a beautiful experience. It was very intimate. We had 7-8 participants, and the theme for the retreat was, release, recharge, rebirth. And we did everything from water purification rituals to burning burden ritual to intercession to just coming together and joining with one another and loving on each other, dancing, moving somatically so that we can break up things spiritually and emotionally. It was far beyond what I expected. It exceeded my expectations. And I'm forever grateful for that. We're going to be dropping some of the photography and videography from our experience. Jindai and I are going to be doing an IG live soon. We're going to announce about Rooted Restoration Healing Retreat 2025, where that's going to be what we're going to be offering there. The activities, the rituals. It's just going to be great. And then we're also going to talk about some local to the DMV, which is the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia area, which is, like I said, I hail from that area, even though I don't live there anymore. We're going to talk about some local offerings that are going to be available to you all as well, and then also some virtual options, because, I like to give classes. Sometimes it's IG Live, sometimes it's via Zoom, but I have some class offerings coming up soon. And then, of course, my main, which seems to be my most active sacred support, is my energetic readings, and those are now back open. I took a little bit of a hiatus because I wanted to spend some time with myself. I wanted to spend some time just kind of recalibrating and replenishing my energy, because work has been kind of stressful, and there's been a lot of great things that have happened. We've reestablished and renovated the ICU in country, which was amazing. Then we had the U.S. Embassy opening in country. And then we had our volunteers, now our volunteers, but our trainees, come back in country after 4 years of being gone due to the pandemic. And then just yesterday, we had our swearing in, so all of our 11 trainees are now volunteers. And so it's been a busy few months, and I'm just so grateful for how much we're growing, how much we are evolving, how much we're learning, but also how much we're giving. And so work-wise, it's just been a lot of stressfulness, a lot of movement. My baby, Phil, he always says, it's a lot of moving parts, which is also a shout out to Phil. I love you. I miss you so much. Phil and I met in grad school at Howard in D.C. for social work. And so that's just my baby. And when I say my baby, Phil is like 6'3", 6'4", so this is a big dude. But he's still my baby, and I absolutely adore him. And I think he's actually on a plane right now going to another country, because, he stays on a plane, and I love it for him. But let's see. So that was the Rooted Restoration Healing Retreat. It was amazing. I'll have more stuff coming out soon about the upcoming one in 2025, but also the recaps of 2024. There's some new testimonials. My website, www.magicofsacredarts.org, is under a remodeling, a revamping. Shouts out to Chris for that, because love is the answer. Whoop, whoop. And so he's working on that for me, one of my homeboys. He's super cool. I met him actually through the piercing shop. So he's dope, and so I'm excited to partner with him. I'm excited to partner with some other companies and businesses too, and some individuals who I just think carry light in their being and try their best despite circumstances outside of themselves, whether it's external circumstances or just, situations that happen in life that we can't control. They still decide to emit their light. They still decide to give. And I think that's the best thing ever with this gifted time that we have, right? What we do with this time, what we give with this time, what we learn, what we glean from, when you pass away, when you transition out this physical realm, you should go empty. Give it out. Give it out. But yeah, so we're popping. I was thinking, because, I live in the South Pacific Islands now, and I'm like, where would I go after this? Like, what country would I live in? And I wrote it down. Not only did I write down what countries would I live in, I'm also like, okay, what are my top favorite countries? I've been to, I think, 31 countries now, which is like only a fraction of what I actually want to go to. My parents made the mistake of being like, I want you to be an American citizen, because, I was born in America, of course. And my whole family's American. But I not only want you to be American, I want you to be a global citizen. Is the key thing. And so I think sometimes Americans have bad stereotypes of like, being very closed-minded, or sometimes just very ignorant to other people's cultures, or condescending. There's just so many negative stigmas and stereotypes about Americans when you travel globally, where you're like, is that really what y'all think of us? Is that who y'all? We not that. We're so diverse, and we're made up of so many different cultures and beliefs and understandings. And so my parents wanted me to be a global citizen in addition to being American, right? And so at a young age, they put me in a French immersion school. I was in a private school for a long while. So I had friends from all over the world: China, Russia, India, Sri Lanka, like people just all over, Mali. And so I had friends, and that kind of was my understanding growing up, like, you're just diverse. And so languages was a big thing. Learning French, middle school learning Russian, college learning Italian, which I only did one semester, so I needed to keep up with it. Learning Arabic, and then my father being like, no, you shouldn't learn Arabic. You're going to go to hotspot country, and then withdrawing from Arabic, and then still going to Iraq and Oman without Arabic. 4 sentences, like, touch it off now. I know it's me to that, like, womp womp. So, yeah, global citizen, wanting to travel around the world, wanting to meet people, drop me off a helicopter, drop me off a plane. I just want to learn and glean and share, and just, my parents set me up for that, and so I love traveling, whether it's solo or in group. I prefer solo, to be honest. You start getting group travel, it gets convoluted. People want to have certain schedules. Some people are spontaneous. Some people have to be, rigid with their schedule. You have to check in. Typically what I do, because I love solo traveling, is I'll just drop a location pin to my mother. Sometimes my father. My father is not always the best person for in case of emergencies, because something, like, you'll reach out to him and you might not get him for like 2 days. And I'm like, sir, something could have gone left, like absolutely left in 2 days. But so knowing my mom and my two closest best friends, and let me get the location pin. So, like, if I'm traveling anywhere in the world, you can reach me on WhatsApp and you'll have my location, so you know where I am at all times. Waiting for all these cars to come by. My road is like not busy, but for some reason when I decided to do this video, which I haven't done in forever, and then everybody in their pickup truck wants to drive by on this dirt road, so you're picking up all the background noise. But yeah, okay, so South Pacific Islands right now, I have 22. I narrowed it down from the 31 countries I've been to thus far. 22 my favorite. I must break these out in increments. So we'll start from 22. Let's say 22 to 16. We'll do that block of countries. And then I'll tell you where I think I might want to live next. Yeah, there's 5 countries that I would consider living in next, as of now, because it could change, right? You could be exposed to something wonderful about a new country that you never thought or expected, and you're like, okay, maybe I want to try that out. Anyways, okay. I will say before I go into my first block of favorite countries, my next adventures, not living, just like wanting to go visit, is Japan. I'm worried if I go to Japan, I might not want to leave, because I heard so many good things about Japan, and I love the culture. I used to have a really good tattoo artist who was about the kawaii lifestyle, and like she's super adorable, like all her little pinks and bows and stuff. And so, anywho, so next adventure is hoping to be Japan, Bali, Indonesia, in particular Bali, or comparable area of Indonesia. Not necessarily Surabaya, not necessarily Jakarta, but like somewhere in the bush, somewhere where there's access to like just beauty in nature. If y'all have not found out or realized by now, I am not a city girl. I'm not. And when you're younger, and I'm not gonna say when you're younger, when I was younger at least, I was like, yeah, city like people, bustle, hustle. No, 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 no. No, no, no. The older I get, the wiser. But the older I get, I'm like, yeah, no, I like the bush. I like the ocean. I like nature and I like serenity. Buy some land, get some herb and veggie gardens on that land, some animals, because I realized in more recent times that I'm absolutely an animal baby. Like, I love animals. But yeah, have some animals, have some land, my vegetable garden, my herb garden. Just peaceful. I love me some countryside. I love me some nature. Love me some bush, some water. Anywho, so yeah, Bali, Indonesia. Tahiti. I want to go to French Polynesia. Like, I want to go up there. Tanzania. India. India is another country, even though, you know, everybody has the good things that happen, that they're not so good things that happen, but just the beautiful culture of India. Also, the fact that Indian food is my absolute favorite food of like life. Like, love some saag. I love me some lamb vindaloo, spicy. Some garlic naan bread, some butter naan bread. Like, you can't keep me away from Indian food if you try it. It's my absolute favorite, like, of all time. Egypt. I want to go to Egypt. I have a lot of Egyptian goddess archetypes, so I would love to go to Egypt and just like dwell in that space and just sit. Morocco, because one of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and I want to live it out. I want to like live action role play The Alchemist in Morocco. Just live my life, find my destiny, walk my journey, and be able to walk my journey, but also keep love, right? It shouldn't have to be either one. And then South Korea. I want to go to Seoul. And I also feel like similar to what I feel about Japan, which is like if I go there, I might not want to leave. I'm thinking about going back to being pescatarian. We'll see, because I have a profound love for pork. And I love like a good Korean barbecue spot. Like, I love it. Give me some Korean barbecue. Let's do it. Give me some cucumber kimchi. Let's go. And then I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but the hancha tea, like the traditional Korean tea. I love like the traditional Chinese ginger tea. It is amazing. Amazing. I used to have a nail tech in Waldorf. He was, I want to say he was Vietnamese, but he's married to a Chinese guy. And his mother-in-law would bring fresh, hot ginger tea to him almost every morning. And so every time I had an appointment with him, he would have a mug of hot traditional Chinese ginger tea waiting for me. And it was so good. So good. And I would be knocked out getting my nails done. And like, keep in mind, y'all know, for y'all who've been with me for a while, y'all know I have severe chronic pain. I have like neurological pain in addition to other pain points. And so there would be times when my hands would be shaking while he was doing my nails, and he would just be patient. He would hold my hands until the tremors would stop. But when I had that ginger tea, I'd be like, it would ease down. Like, anywho, so yeah, I'm worried that I would go to South Korea and be like, I'm good on this. Let's just live here. Let me relocate. Because everything about South Korea, the K-dramas that my skin baby be having me watch with her, which is hilarious. And just, the people are dope. They have dope energy. There's something about Asia that I absolutely love, which is crazy, because I thought growing up, like when I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5, like I knew I was going to be in West Africa for the rest of my life. And that might still happen, right? I might get some land and hopefully Kumasi, Ghana, because I love Ghana. But I mean, I just knew I was going to spend a significant portion of my life in West Africa. And that has not happened. I studied abroad in Ghana when I was an undergrad, but I've been spending a lot of time in the Pacific Islands at this point, in Asia, Cambodia, Thailand, like, yeah. So we'll see. Anyways, we'll see about next adventures and where I'll move to eventually. But okay, let's get into it. Uh, let's do the first 7. Well, the last 7, right? Okay, I have top 22 out of the 31 countries I went to. So number 22, which is going to be a shock to my closest friends because I have a love-hate relationship with this country. But France. Grew up learning French, native speakers, French native speakers, a couple of Canadians, but like mostly French. They have a different style of instruction. They have a different disposition. Their energy is different. They can be very, and a firm is fine, but sometimes I met some kind of slightly condescending French folks. Shock. And I met some dope French people as well. But yeah, so number 22 is France, Paris to be specific. I don't like city, right? But Paris has this beautiful, like, love that it carries. And it's romantic, C'est très merveilleux. J'aime beaucoup la Paris, parfois. Mais j'aime mieux la campagne. So I love the countryside more. So, like, take me out of the city center. Like, Paris is a whole Paris by itself, right? It's a whole thing by itself. But take me to, like, Nice and, like, the countryside and go, like, further out in France. And just as beautiful, just as adventurous, just as homing, Yeah. Yeah, I like countryside France. Okay, number 21. For all the wrong reasons. Aruba. And the reason why I say Aruba is because it's a beautiful country. The people are super dope. I went there a few years ago. Actually, it's been more than a few years ago. It's 2024. God, it's been a while. It's been some years now. 2019, I think it was. 18. I went for someone who was close to me at the time's birthday, and I had a good time. It was an all-inclusive, adult-only resort, so you know what that led to. Just a lot of foolishness and debauchery. We had a good time. Probably too good of a time. But I thoroughly enjoyed Aruba. It was dope. I would definitely go back. Number 20, Dominican Republic. I have some really dope colleagues for DR, and I don't know why when I went, I did not reach out to them so we could hang out. But I wasn't there for a long time. I was only there for a few days. But Dominican Republic was dope. I want to go to Santo Domingo. And I originally had planned to fly in there versus Punta Cana. Because I'm not a party girl. Like, I'd rather go and, like, learn about the culture and the history of a country. Not saying that you can't in Punta Cana, but Punta Cana is known for, like, be partying, be going up. And I don't necessarily want to go up. I just want to be mid-place. Just let's balance right here in the middle area. But no, Punta Cana was fun. I got to do a lot of different excursions. Waiting for these trucks and buses to go by. I got to do a lot of different excursions. I'm an excursion baby. I'm an excursion girly. I am an adventurous girly. So if y'all know me, y'all know, like, when I went to South Africa, I was cage diving with great white sharks. That was amazing. Paragliding off the mountains. When I went to Dominican Republic, I did the quick jump and, chairlift and bungee driving and zip lining and stuff. So I love a good adventure. The only thing I won't do is bungee jumping because it has too many negative statistics. People either become dying or paraplegic, and I'm not about to do that. So I'm a nerd, and I probably research stuff too much, and so yeah, I can't do bungee jumping, which is ironic because Pentecost Island of Vanuatu is the originator of bungee jumping. They were using vines, and there's a certain season where the vines will become more malleable to be able to move up and down and flexible, and so they actually are the ones who originated what now is bungee jumping. Fun fact. So yeah, I enjoyed Punta Cana. I met some really dope people. Shout out to my babies, Andre and David. They're from the UK. They're not my cousins. And once I finally make some for real money, and I think I want to try to be more fashionable because I don't have a fashion sense now, I'm going to have Andre do my styling. He gonna be my stylist. Hey, boo. Hey, y'all. Okay. So yeah, Punta Cana was fun. There are some sketchy people there. There's also a lot of BBLs, which, you know, to each his own. But I was like, wow, 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 wow. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. BBL, Drizzy. I don't know why that is such a catchy phrase for me, but when I saw, what's the baby's name? Duran. You know who I'm talking about? He's amazing, beautiful voice. He was on like tour with the Badu. And he was like, BBL, Drizzy. And I was like, I live for you. I live for you. It was amazing. Love you so much. Anywho, okay. So yeah, that was dope. Number 19, Panama City, Panama. Yeah. I never thought in my life I would be like different traveling to different Latin American countries. Cause I think I took a year of Spanish in high school, but like I was like, now I'm gonna be in West Africa. But the enjoyment I have found, the connectivity that I found with people, the warmth in different South American and Latin American countries, I'm like, give me more. Give me more. Give me more. And the food you already know is thebomb.com. So, yeah. Okay. So, Panama City, Panama. Super dope. Met some really cool people there. Got to eat at a really amazing restaurant that was like based off of Mermaid. And I was like, you know, order babies at night. So, Panama City, Panama was number 19. Number 18 is Skopje, North Macedonia. Because I'm a nature baby. And so I went to, I think it's called Matka. It's like a lake or like it's a lake, but it's also, I forgot what they're called, the natural name. It's not a reservoir, but something comparable to that, but Matka. So I went there with some of my colleagues from my agency, and Bree, who's stationed in North Macedonia. I don't know when she's leaving. She might be, no, she's not gone yet. But anywho, so I went and visited a homegirl out there in North Macedonia and enjoyed just the culture and the people and also the food. I was surprised that there was like so many Turkish establishments out there, but I don't know why. I don't know why I was surprised, but yeah, it was dope to be out there in North Macedonia and doing some fake baby hiking. Okay, number 17, Tbilisi, Georgia. Because I love me a Kinkali. We had a conference out there, so I was out there for a little bit over a week, and it was just like super dope. I had some airport issues with one of the ladies because she thought that my backside, aka cinnamon, was fake, and so she thought, I think she thought I smothered some stuff in my butt, like in my actual pants, because she didn't realize it was my butt. It was very weird. Anyways, we had to get the embassy involved because it got a little bit outlandish in the airport. But that was at the end of the trip, so I don't want that to take away from the actual experience. I got to do a Turkish bath with my boo butt, Rory, who just got married. Whoop, 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 whoop. Shout out to Rory and Lizzie. Love y'all. But yeah, so I went and did a Turkish bath with Rory, and that was super dope. And got to like get some really good food because, as y'all can tell, I like to eat, which is ironic because I do intermittent fasting for like most of the day, and then I eat like one big meal at the end of the day, like late afternoon, early evening, just in time for it not to be too late to like sit on my body hardcore, and just early enough for me to like not feel like I'm starving and famished. But yeah, so I liked Georgia a lot. The people were fun. The people were kind and warm. And then there's a lot of Ukrainian refugees there, but also a lot of Russian refugees in Georgia as well, which was surprising to me. And I was instructed not to speak Russian to people, and I was like, okay, I got you, which is funny. And then like 10 minutes later, this Russian couple approached me of all people, because when you see me with my colorful tattoos, my piercings, me being like a chocolate girl, the first thing you're not thinking is, oh, this just speaks Russian. So it was just ironic that Rory set me up. Rory was like, don't speak Russian. And then 2 seconds later, like a Russian couple started approaching me and like engaging me in Russian. I was just like, this is hilarious. Like, am I a soft target? What y'all doing? So yeah, no, Georgia was fun. And then last on the list, because this video is getting long, and I'm so sorry, but maybe it's because I haven't talked to y'all in a while. So like 30 minutes. We can manage 30 minutes, right? Like, attention span is okay, right? Like, I'm talking in an engaging way, so y'all are not, like, dying. So last country that I'm going to share is Phuket, Thailand. Thailand. I went to Bangkok. Bangkok's dope. I probably feel like I need to spend more time in Bangkok to really get like a grasp of it. I love me a good, beautiful, sacred temple. So like Bangkok, Thailand is definitely the place for that. But Phuket, I love Phuket because nature, once again. I went at the end of the rainy season for my birthday thinking that, everything's going to be good. And then it like monsoon rained. And so I spent a week just like in rain. And then I got like a maybe 30 to 45 minute reprieve. And I went to the beach biting flies. I was like, I am not going to be able to live right now. Like I'm birthday indoors. So that was a little bit of a sad like moment for my birthday, but I ended up still being able to go to like this amazing hotel, which I can't remember the name of right now. It was so sad, but they gave me butterfly tea. It was like a purple tea, which was like so cute and so delicioso. And so I did that, and then had like a milk bath with roses, a beautiful massage. I'm a sucker for like a hot stone aromatherapy massage. So absolutely give me lemongrass oil. Absolutely give me like a frangipani oil. My favorite's lemongrass though. And like a hot stone, like slightly deeply intensive. Yeah. So yeah, I loved Thailand for that, and I need to go back. I have a homegirl who's in Vietnam right now, so I'm thinking I might try to go over there and then like start from the south and move up north, because I was told that that's the way you should do Vietnam, especially if you're a nature baby like I am. Okay, so this is a long video. Sorry, y'all. Let's talk about where I live next, really quick. So you have my first 16 to 22 favorite countries. I'll post another video soon where I'll give you 15 to 10, and then 9 to 6, and then, well, no, that'd be too much. Let's just do, maybe I'll just give you the last 15 in the next video, so it's not too long, this one. Okay, so countries I would live as of right now, in my current mind, in my current spiritual state. Japan. I already know it. There's been a lot of black women in particular actually leaving like 6-7 figure jobs and like relocating overseas. Some have not been leaving their jobs. Some have just been relocating. And Japan's been coming up pretty often now. Also Playa del Carmen, Mexico, Tulum, Mexico, Merida. And please forgive me for not pronouncing them as properly as I should if I'm not pronouncing them right. But yeah, those areas, Bali, Indonesia. Did I say Tulum? Tulum, Mexico. Thailand, Japan, and it's another one I can't think of right now. But yeah, people are just kind of relocating. Some people are going to be going to Canada. But yeah, so what countries would I live in next? Japan, Colombia. It's a particular city in Colombia specifically, and I'll get to that because that's one of my top favorite countries, and I have to get to that later. Ghana, of course. Jordan. I loved Oman. A whole bunch. And then Thailand. So yeah, Thailand, Jordan, Ghana, Colombia, Japan would maybe be the next countries I live in. We'll see what God says. We'll see what the universe says. I'm sure my mother is like, these countries I can manage. I don't know how she'll feel about the Middle East, because she might be scared. We'll see, because she'd be like, I got the full armor, God. I'm not scared of anything. So, but yeah, those are the countries I would think about moving to next if I had the option. We'll see what God says. But yeah, so to close out this very long video of random information and stuff, I hope you all are well. I have been tired. Like I mentioned, I've been exhausted. I've been stressed between work and just also, raising a teenager and then trying to replenish your energy and give to people. It's been a journey. And I did some things for myself after the Rooted Restoration Healing Retreat 2024 that was very restorative, and I'll speak more to that in a later video, share some visuals from my solo experience just moving about. But I'm grateful. I'm in a space of gratitude. It's been hard. It's been a difficult journey, but it's been rewarding every step of the way. The team that I manage and supervise are dope individuals, full of experience. I think the youngest, as far as experience, with our particular agency is maybe 2.5, 3 years in, but most of my staff members have been working for my agency for 14, 15, 19, even 25, 26 years. And so that breadth of experience and wisdom has been wonderful to kind of glean from, and just partnering with them. I'm a servant leader. So I don't do that whole power dynamics. I don't like when people are condescending or patronizing or have to exert their authority through their power. When you have to do that, you don't really have power. You don't really have authority. So I like to be a servant leader. I like to connect with people in very meaningful, fruitful ways. I like to invest. I tell my staff, and I also tell others, people when I counsel them, even friends, I'm like, look, there's 2 different managerial styles. There's the light fixture. My father and I talk about this all the time. Light fixture, flip on, flip off. Like the person is doing you a service. They make your engine run. And so that's all you really see and do and give to them. And then you have managers, supervisors, directors who invest. I'm an investor. First and primarily for your spirit, for who you are, your personhood. And then secondly, as a worker. I believe in life-work balance, not work-life balance, because that doesn't make sense. Life-work balance. We spend most of our time at work, most of our time with our colleagues. How are we fostering environments that are healthy? How are we fostering environments that are supportive? How are we fostering environments of growth? I want to see everybody that I supervise, and all my colleagues, really, truly, even those who are not in my unit, I want to see you flourish. I want to see the career trajectory expand, upward and outward, upward and outward. I want to see you grow. And so I shared before that that's my life's calling. That's who God has called me to be. I am helping people grow. I'm helping people heal. Period. And when I'm not doing that, I'm like, and I find ways to replenish my energy by going into the nature, by going into the bush, by going into the waterfall. Let me shout out Groovy Banana Photography. They don't just do photography and videography. They're also like a group. Like they're a singing duo. Gaga, I absolutely adore you. I appreciate you. I thank you for all that you give, all that you show up and do. You all are a dynamic duo for sure. They have created some amazing videography for me. There was one with me doing the Sister Circle, which was a diverse circle of women. There were people who were Indo-Fijian. There are people who are Mexican and Caucasian. There's people who are Ni Vanuatu, which is people from Vanuatu. There are people who are Ni Vanuatu and British. There are people from South Africa by way of Zimbabwe, which is a very diverse group of love and just cultures, and that's what I'm all about. And so, Gaga, you all absolutely captured this beautiful moment of us being together and us sharing, and I just truly appreciate you for that. And then also, for those who know, I went to Singapore earlier this year, and I was there for over a month, dealing and managing health crises, essentially. I was the only one who was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be back in a week. Absolutely not. I was gone, and had to manage that. And so when I got back, I was on sick leave for a while. When I was finally, healed and, heading back to work, I was able to go to the river and the waterfall and just do this body reclamation. I'm pulling back my body autonomy to myself. And I just did some liturgical dancing in the water, and Gaga was able to capture that. And so I'm just super grateful for you both for managing that for me and then coming up with this beautiful culmination of the time we shared together. So yeah, Groovy Banana Photography, IG, Facebook, look them up. They are good. If you look at my IG page, you'll see the videography that they've done for me. It is amazing. It's top tier. You need to hire them. They do weddings. They do all different type of events. Plug into them. But yeah, so I'm in a space of gratitude. I'm exhausted. My pain levels have not been great lately, but I have been able to balance it out and kind of manage my space. I'm excited about what the future holds. I'm excited about what God is creating and doing. Oh, let me just speak to some of the foolishness real quick. Last thing, I think. So, my babies from the Root Restoration Healing Retreat 2024, we got together. We did a recap. Like, we met up before I left the country to come back over to the Pacific Islands. And one thing I told them was, I am opening up the window for shooting your shot up until September 30th of 2024, which is hilarious because that's Monday my time. I'm typically a day ahead of people in the East Coast of the United States. And I said September 30th is free game for you to shoot your shot. Let me know what's up. Because after that, it's going to be a shift. A shift in my energy, a shift in my heart. You know, anybody I've ever loved, anybody I've ever cared about deeply, that love doesn't go away. Whether that's friendship, whether that's romantic, it doesn't go away. If I said I love you, I will always love you. And that's the type of person I am. I'm an empath. I got strong spiritual giftings. I'm very attuned and I'm very aware. And so I don't like to cheapen my love by turning it on and off. If I have been in love with you, then I always will carry you in my heart, and that's just what it is. And so I was talking to the girls, and I was like, look, September 30th, shoot your shot, because after that, it's going to be too late, because it's going to be a shift, because you can only keep the door open for so long, right? And by that, I mean in and out of season. When you know there's a shift in season, you have to honor that, because if you don't honor that, you do yourself a disservice. So knowing when to let go, knowing when to cleave to something. Some will leave, some will cleave, right? Knowing what season you're in is pertinent for your health, for your well-being, for your heart. And I'm not one of those persons that doesn't believe that, you know, you can't carry love in your heart for multiple people. I think you can. It depends on what capacity you have. It depends on how you are acting that out, how you are experiencing that in real time, what that looks like for you. I tell people they need to be honest with themselves. To their own self be true, right? And then when you decide you're going to be with someone or someone's, because not everybody's in a, ethically monogamous dynamic, you be honest with yourself and you be honest with your partner or partners. Say what it is that you need, say what it is that you want, and then let that person have the opportunity to tell you whether or not they have the capacity for it. So yeah, September 30th, I'm like, okay, people have until September 30th to shoot their shot, because what I think also triggered that was that I had a couple exes come out of nowhere, right? People who had been in relationship with me, or people who like I might have like dated, like, went out and hung out with, like went to dinner and stuff like that. More recent time come to me like, I love you, or I still love you, or I miss you, or like you were the foundation to like my growth, or like you were healing to me. And I personally know I carry a healing love, because that's who I am, that's who God created me to be. But my frustration lied in the fact that I had several people, even like friends and like associates, come out of nowhere like, oh yeah, I really care about you, or I didn't realize what I had, or I didn't realize what I could have had, you know what I mean? And so for me, the point of frustration was the fact that, like, why didn't you get this epiphany or this revelation when you had access to me? When I was availing myself to listen to you and talk with you and counsel you, when I was availing myself to share my warmth with you, why was the epiphany not then? And so it was a little bit frustrating when people would come back to you years later and they're like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't know. Okay, what am I supposed to do with that information now? And my best friend be like, girl, I don't know how people be fumbling that blessing. I'd be like, I don't know. People don't be skilling their football skills, because they be dropping the ball. They be dropping God's blessing. And now you be like, what? I want it back. So yeah, no. So yeah, September 30th, I was like, all right, end of fiscal year, because, my career is director of management operations. I'm an operations girl. So I'm like, okay, end of fiscal year, because that's the end of one season and the start of another one. And I shared recently, like, you can't expect new things. You can't be open to new things if you're still holding to a lot of old things. You don't put new wine in old wineskins, right? And so being mindful of which you are leaning your mind to, which you're leaning your spirit to, which you have your heart in, is important. It's essential. Anyways, this is a 45-minute video. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's been all over the place, right? I hope y'all followed me. But anyways, okay, so that's it. So yeah, that was that shoot that shot thing. That was that. I was like, okay, y'all got about 3 days to let me know, like, hey, yo, Courtney, something about your energy, you're dope. I want to connect with you. 3 days, because after that, I'm like, I'm shifting. I have to focus on certain things. I'm about to put Magic and Sacred Arts in full gear. Yeah, because one thing at the retreat, there was a lot of confirmation. God revealed some beautiful aspects about me. Woo! I don't do bugs, y'all. About me, but also what God has called me to do and what I need to do to really shift Mosa in a space where it's helpful and beneficial to people in a larger scale. And so, yeah, I'm about to go into, like, I want to say grind mode, because I'm not a grind girl. I'm a work with strategic wisdom girl. But it's going to look different. And I also feel like something's coming around the pipeline. So I'm excited about that too. So yeah, September 30th, shoot your shot. And if not, forever hold your peace. And when I say forever hold your peace, I mean forever hold your peace. I don't want to hear, oh yeah, I was nervous or I had anxiety around the fact that shoot your shot. Talk to me nice. Or forever hold your peace. Okay? All right? Anywho, I love y'all. I'll be dropping the visual soon about when Jendaya and I will be doing our IG Live to do the announcement about the October offerings, but also about the Rooted Restoration Healing Retreat 2025. I want y'all to be good to yourselves. I want y'all to be loving towards yourselves. I want y'all to give yourselves grace. And then also, if you are interested with sitting with me for energetic reading, hit me up, magicandsacredarts@gmail.com. I love y'all. Bye.